bleed red in the pewter and we talk that truth. No cap, no script, just the heart of the booth. From the bay to the world, let the cannons go boom. G and Herm in the building, Buccaneers in the room. Guard lands on the mic, put the fire every time. Herman break it down with the facts in the line. 2 truck drivers rolling, but we never switch lanes. Loyal to the Bucks, got that pewter in our veins. Shout out Mike Evans, that legend never quits. And Levante David, the heart of our blitz. Real fans, real talk, keep the energy right. It's real Bucks talk every day, every night. Fight them cannons. Let's ride.
Bucks fans, Bucks fans, Bucks fans, welcome to Real Bucks Talk with G and Herm. My co-host is not here right now. I'm just getting back into my lovely state of Florida, and I was on my way in and I was listening to a podcast. So I had to do this video before I go home, before I get in my car and go home and see my wife and my kids. I just had to do this podcast, man. I was listening to Mr. Bucks Nation, at Mr. Bucks Nation. And I was listening to his podcast, right? And, you know, we all get in our feelings a little bit about the Bucks because we love our team, right? And I know you can go back and you can look a couple of weeks ago where I said fire Todd, right? And I had my reasons for that. But this guy, Mr. Bucks Nation, he said Todd has to go either way, right? And I have no problem with him saying that. But I do have a problem with you, Mr. Bucks Nation, saying you're not telling the full story and you're just throwing all the blame on Todd, right? Which Todd does deserve some of that blame, but I probably would give Todd 30% of the blame. Who I would blame is the general manager, right? The GM, Jason Light. You talked about fire Todd, you're talking about there's talent on the defense side of the roster, and that the reason why we look so bad is because of the defense. I would agree to that, right? But I don't agree with the talent on the roster. You named Vita Vea and Tyke Smith, and I think you said Levante David, if I ain't mistaken. Levante is on his last leg. Levante could have been used better if there was more talent around him, right? Vita Vea has showed up for some parts of the season, but he take plays off. And not only that, even if he does do that, most of the time Vita is being double teamed. And if that's the case, if there's so much talent around him, we should be getting sacks after sacks after sacks after sacks because he's being double teamed. So I'm about to prove you wrong on the talent part, all right? You also said that because he's the defensive coordinator and the head coach, that this is his fault because the defense looks so bad. I disagree again. It's the roster. You also said 2022, 2023, and 2024, we barely won a division, right? And you talked about the defense again. Again, it goes back to the roster. So, as I said, Todd does play a part in this. The whole team does. But I'm giving 70% of the blame to Jason Light. We're talking about the defense, and we all knew that we needed pass rushers. We all know that we needed inside linebackers. We needed outside linebackers to pass rush. We needed inside linebackers to cover, and also blitz and pass rush. Those are teams are eating us up in the middle of our defense, and those are the positions that I just named that cover that, and the safeties, right? Winfield has been mediocre. Tyke has been balling. But I think part of Winfield's problem is because of the lack of linebackers, I believe. Just like I can see Levante trying to do things that he can't do anymore that he used to be able to do and cover up people's fuck-ups. Levante, I called him the eraser because he was able to erase people's mistakes. Hey, if Levante David was a superhero, his superpower would be his speed, which is gone now. So that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. If he had a running mate next to him that was doing his job and he had to cover him, Levante would look like a different player. We wouldn't even be having this discussion, right? This at you, Mr. Bucks Nation. Jason Light is the biggest problem in this organization. Jason Light. Todd Bowles is a defensive coordinator. If Todd Bowles was running this team, and this goes back to my co-host, Herm said, Todd Bowles is a puppet for Jason Light. Hey, just look, a general manager, to me, has no business up and down the sideline with a towel around his neck. Get your ass up in the booth and do your job. Evaluate this talent. I don't need you down here telling me what to do as a coach. If Todd Bowles was in control or had a say-so, do you think, let's go back to, you said 2022, 2023, 2024, we barely won a division, it was because of our defense. We were weak at pass rush. We were weak at linebacker. That's 3 years. Do you think Todd Bowles would take Emeka Egbuka in the first round knowing that we need help? And we just played a team Thursday night, the Falcons. They got two DNs, outside linebackers, that we passed up on to take Egbuka. And both of those guys have at least 6 or 7 sacks. That could have helped our defense right there. Made a big difference. We wouldn't even be having this discussion. But everybody wants to blame Todd Bowles. No, he takes a part in this. And he takes a part because he's allowing, somebody has to fall on the sword. And 9 times out of 10, it will be the head coach. But if you go and look a little deeper, it should be the general manager. If I was the BUCS owners, honestly, I would bring everybody back, but I would flex my muscles as an owner. I would flex my muscle as an owner, and I would tell everybody what they're going to do. Jason, you're going to evaluate talent. You're going to listen to Todd, and you're going to bring in the things he needs. We see where we're weak at in defense. We're going to draft those. We're not going to just take what you want. That's what I would tell him. Y'all got 1 year, and then everybody's fucking gone. But for you to be blaming Todd like this and not mention the roster and that the general manager is the one to pick the roster is beyond believable for me. Do you know football, sir? I'm asking you that. Do you know football, Mr. BUCS Nation? Do you know football? For you to sit up there and blame Todd like that. And then you said your problem was we went from 5-1 to now we're 7-7 is one of your biggest problems. That's because of the roster. You got to figure out too, Todd be masking a lot of stuff because he knows he's short in talent. So what happens is, yeah, we start out fast, but and then what happens is teams get footage on you. And once they get footage on you, they're able to expose that shit, right? That's what happens. In the beginning of the year, you don't have footage. You don't know too much of what they're running. But as the year goes on, you get footage. And they're exposing that shit. The roster is the fucking problem. The roster. Todd all but said that in the press conference after the Falcons. But I would like to hear your answers to this, Mr. BUCS Nation. I would like to have my co-hosts on and we all sit down and talk about it. So if you're up to it, get at us. We're on YouTube, man. It's G and Herm, but it's real talk. Real BUCS talk. Get at us, man. All right, BUCS fans. About to take my behind home. Always will be go BUCS for me. Always. Yeah, I'm gonna, critique them and keep it real. That's why my channel is called Real BUCS Talk, because I'm gonna keep it real. But like I say, it will always be
we bleed red in the pewter and we talk that truth. No cap, no script, just the heart of the booth. From the bay to the world, let the cannons go boom.
G and Herm in the building, Buccaneers in the room.
Guard lands on the mic
with the fire every time. With the facts and the lines.
Two truck drivers rolling, but we
never switch lanes. Lower to the BUCS, got the pewter in our veins.
Shout out Mike Evans.
That legend never quits.
And Levante David,
the heart of our blitz.
Real fans, real talk, keep the energy bright. It's real BUCS talk every day, every night.
Bottom cannons. Let's go, BUCS.